Hi my loves, hi my loves. I hope you all are having a good day and a good day, good morning and good afternoon and good evening, depending on when you decide to watch this. Right, let's see. Right. Depending on when you decide to watch this. Alrighty. Firstly, to those who are new here, if you are new here, please try and go through as much of my videos as possible. Don't rush and book a consultation before you go through my videos. Many of you are missing important information coming to the consultation, asking things that I've already talked about in videos. If you give yourself the time to actually go through my videos, when you send in your questions for consultations, they'll be more structured and they'll have more direction. If you're interested in a consultation with me, you can inbox me. You can email me. My email links are found on YouTube bio. They're found on TikTok bio. On TikTok, there's also another link that takes you to my website. For those who want to see the prices and prepare yourself, I do not do discounted consultations. I do not do payment plans. I do not do all those things. You need to go be responsible for your own money, save money, and come back for a consultation. If your ancestors have sent you to me, they'll make provision for you to be able to afford the consultation. And as I said yesterday, if you have more traditional issues, family related, chances of me being able to help you are limited, right? So maybe go look for a healer who specializes in that department before you come to me. Okay, fine. Now, and as we proceed, there's a lot of new people who are coming in, right? I think I might have said this before, but I want to say it again. There's a lot of people coming in, and many of you are starting to get acquainted to me, and you're starting to get used to me, and I'm also been sharing some personal stuff. Not too personal though. Still not sharing a lot, but I have been sharing a few things, especially in the stories, right? And the message that I've been getting from my ancestors has been, and my angels has been, that let them know, like it's a thing to say, let them know that, you know how we look at someone, we can look at someone's life and envy it, and be jealous of it, or not necessarily jealous though, but envious of it, and wish it was our life, right? I started TikTok. I want to give you guys a timeline. It's not going to be a straightforward timeline, because there's certain things I can't talk about on social media because they're too private, and also some stuff are just I hate being a victim. And I teach you guys about victim mentality all the time, right? So I don't want to dwell on negative stories about this and this person did this. I don't like such things. And also because me, I'm not in the business of wanting people to feel sorry for me. I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I want you to feel inspired by me, right? So now, many of you who are my followers on TikTok, you met me, you got acquainted to me at the beginning of my second quantum leap. Okay, let me explain what I meant. So in 2024, I did my final ritual, ancestral ritual, or ceremony of slaughtering, and I was officially done with my ancestral work, which I had started. So 2020, the call came, and I was asked to dedicate 3 years. Late 2020 years, I was asked to dedicate 3 years of my life to my calling, to my initiation. And I agreed upon it. Right? I agreed upon it. After much discussion, a conclusion was reached. 2021, I did my first slaughtering, officially starting my initiation. 21, 22, 23, 24. So 3 years later, because I think it was in the middle of the year when I did the slaughtering. So in 2024, towards the middle of the year, I ended it, the 3-year mark. I ended it with another slaughtering to close the cycle. And after that, I left. I moved to a new city. Now, when I was there, I had quantum leaped to a new city and I was living in a new thing. But I had not worked on a lot of things that have to do with my old life. Right? I was still operating from the old mentality. But that was not the only issue. Because of that, operating from the old mentality and still doing things in the same way, I found myself in a little bit of a financial situation. But then in the midst of that, I then started, there were 2 issues now at home that presented themselves that needed me to go solve. One was spiritual, one was physical. And now I remember I had quantum lead. Now I had to go back and fix that. The spiritual aspect of it, they were like, if you don't fix it, this thing is going to come haunting you every single time in your life. You will always have to go back and fix this thing. Like this thing will keep holding you back. And I didn't even know where to start in solving that. So, late 2024, I went back, I moved back home again, tried to solve this, only figured this out in December, started the process. It took me almost a whole month of processes of undoing stuff. January, I got it right, but by the time I got it right, I was extremely exhausted. Then I took a 3 months off. I've talked about this, how I took 3 months off. I took 3 months off to just recuperate. But even in the 3 months off, there was still so much things that I needed to let go, because one of the reasons that I had to go back, retrack after quantum leaping, was because I had a lot of things like shadow work, money limiting beliefs, a lot of things that I had not cleared out, that were baggage that were holding me down and that were acting as luggage, right? And they were heavy in my leaping. So I was not leaping far. Instead, I had leaped just a little bit, right? And hence that's why it was easy to go back. So now I had to work with a lot of things, releasing. A lot of release happened in that 3 months. 3 months, January, February, March, I worked on a lot of releasing. April, I then decided, no, let me go back and start working. April, yeah. End of April, that's when I started TikTok. End of April, that's when the thing of TikTok coming. Now I'm working towards my quantum leap again. And then I get the message, start TikTok. And I'm like, I'm not in the right space. Can't I do this after a quantum leap? Why must I do this now? And they're like, no. Nothing about my environment, my resources, nothing about it was perfect, was in a good space. I didn't have, like the only thing I had was a phone, right? And data. Even the data part, I was still struggling with the data, but I was spending so much money on data because I didn't have Wi-Fi to upload the videos. And even the phone I had, the quality wasn't the best. And I was still trying to, because I had taken so many months off, I was still trying to gather my feet, and contracts in business were also ending because I can't take those contracts with me. So a lot was happening when I started this page. So many of you met me at the point where this page was started, which was in April, late April, May. Let's just put it in May, which was started in May. Right now, within 30 days of starting this page, I started it knowing when I started it, I knew I was preparing for my quantum leap, and I was actively working on it. right? But also this page helped me because as I would concentrate on putting the videos out there, it will also help me not to concentrate on what's happening in the background, in the environment that I was. Because before my quantum leap, I was really in a very toxic environment, right? And at some point it was like hopeless. I didn't see how I was going to do it. My first quantum leap happened, I was renting somewhere else, so it was much easier because I was living outside somewhere else, and I didn't have to face the challenges at home. But this quantum leap happened while I was there in the toxicity in that environment, and it was the hardest thing ever. But I trusted my people and said, no, we will do it. We are about to do it. And my birthday is in June 5th. Is on the 5th of June. On the 1st of June, I took a flight out to the very same location that I quantum leaped to the year before. I then retraced my steps. And it was important that I retraced my steps because I needed to rewrite the story. The story as it was in my mind from the previous year wasn't a very good story. And I needed to rewrite those memories because it's important, because after rewriting those memories, it is then when I quantum leap again. So June, July, I was rewriting that story. And then I quantum leaped somewhere in August. Right? I moved somewhere again in August. Now this time is out of the country. September, somewhere else. Right? So now, many of you only know the story of when the blessings are coming. Many of you, when you see me online, you only know the story of when the blessings are already here. Not the things that I did to get to this point where the blessings are. And some of you can look at my life and think, oh, she's so blessed. I am blessed. Oh, she has it so easy. Oh, what? Oh, I wish I was her. It is nice to wish you were someone when you only see the glory and the blessings that they've experienced. There's a saying that I like, and it's an old saying. I've liked it for many years. And they said that if all of us were to put our challenges and hang them on a washing line, everyone who goes on a washing line hangs their challenges, and then we all stand back, let the challenges sit there, and then the mediator then says, then now you can go pick the challenge, the trials, the tribulations, the environment, whatever you think you can handle, go back and pick it. And the mediator says that every single person will go back to their own things, because that's when they realize that I have it easy. Me, I don't want other people's drama. Better the devil I know than the one that I don't know. Right? So many of you come here looking at me and thinking that it's always been like this, but it hasn't. So I don't ever want you guys to ever get confused, because the blessings are pouring down. But some of you will only look at the blessings and think that you can also get there as quickly as possible, and forget that there's work that's been done for a person to get to that point where the blessings are pouring out. I'm at this point where I'm receiving favor and blessings, not because I was just sitting around playing. It's because I was working. I already gave you a timeline that it took me 3 years. 3 years of initiation not working properly. At some point, I had to live on 2,000 rand, 5,000 rand a month. There were some months when I only had 2,000 rand come into my account, not from consultations. And in those months, I was not even doing consultations. That's the only money that was coming into my account. And I had to make it work. I had to find a cheaper space. There were some points where I had to live at a back room in someone's yard. For those 3 years, I didn't have a car. The car got into an accident in 2020, yeah. Somewhere there, 2021, car got into an accident. I didn't have a car. I took taxis. If you are South African, you know minibuses. No Uber. There was no Uber. I lived very far from Ubers. There was no Uber, and the local Uber was expensive. So my 2,000 rand had to go a long way. Right? And this is a lesson to everyone. The things we share on social media are just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole iceberg underneath it. When you see someone who has it, living the life that you want to manifest for yourself, always remember that they had to work hard for that life. No one is sitting and it's handed to them, unless if you're a trust fund baby. Unless if maybe you are old money, yeah, and then. But even them, they still have to work. So I need you guys to not make the mistake of assuming that you can get to where I am, you can live how I'm living without putting in the work. It does not work like that. It does not work like that. Hence, that's why a lot of people are looking for quick solutions, because they don't want to put the work in. Some of you are only just starting your initiation. Only. And you're a self-initiate, and you think you will be done in 6 months. And you think you'll be done in 6 months. Wow. Even those that go and initiate for traditional healing, they think they are done, but they are not done. There's still other ways. That's why you see healers. You will see healer one doing a ceremony, and then the next thing you see them doing another ceremony, and then you see them initiating for something. It's a never-ending journey. And even now, in the blessings also come with challenges as well. Because whatever challenges you were going through with other human beings that you had to fight and reclaim back, whether it was your destiny that's been stolen, whether it was people that were trying to block your blessings, whether it was toxicity, whether it was relationships that were draining you, whatever challenges you were going through. When the blessings come, it doesn't mean those people just sit and clap and say, yeah, she made it. Oh, he made it. Oh, hallelujah. No, they don't. They go and work at redoing whatever it is that they were doing. They go, I'm up. And they attack harder. Hence, that's why many of you, when you're about to receive new blessings, you always quantum leap. And I always told you, quantum leaping always involves moving to a new location. Your ancestors, your angels have to move you from your current state, put you in a place where it's not going to be easy for other people to access you. And when it's not easy for other people to access you, the battle is much easier. Right? So let's not sit here and think when you see healers online and they really, or you see not even just healers, let's say maybe you see content creators living a particular life. Also understanding that 80% of things shown on the internet are just a snippet of what really happened the whole day. I could be having the worst day of my life, and then I just go to a restaurant and I take a nice picture of my lunch, and then I post it online. You only saw the picture. You never saw really what was happening the whole day. So don't envy other people's things. Work at creating your own things. Work at fixing your own life. When things were bad for me, I never looked at anyone. I saw other people's lives and I was like, I congratulated them. When I was busy initiating for 3 years, my friends were getting promotions. Things were going well for them. People were buying houses, buying cars. I was still taking a taxi. At some point, I couldn't even afford bread. And my friends were going on holidays. But I never looked at that. I never even used to envy them. Instead, I used to pray for them. And instead, I used to help them a lot. And in that 3 years, I helped so many people. Things started happening for them. Some got jobs, some got... At that time, you were still stuck. But the only thing that kept me going, and this is what I was saying to one of my mentees as well, was that, and as part of you being a healer, especially for healers, working with people, part of you being a healer, you have to go through this test. The test where, I even was talking about it with my other healer friend, the test where everyone around you who are your clients, you open doors for them, but your doors are still closed. And it's a test. Many healers fail it. This is where they start practicing dark magic. But it's a test. If you can pass that test, you will go far. It's a test of the purity of your heart. Every healer has to be tested on the pureness, the purity of their heart. And it is in that mist where every single one around you is prospering. And you were stuck. The only thing that kept me going is I was sure of what was coming for me. And I never compared what was coming for me with anyone else's. The only thing that kept me going is the surety. The smoke is coming to me. Is the surety. Why am I saying 222 a lot these days? The only thing that I was sure of is the surety that which I am, what am I working towards? The blessings. And my ancestors were never, my angels, they made it clear where I was going. Even if there were no details, but I knew I was here and I knew where I was going. I knew there. I was like, oh, it's far, but I know where it is. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm working towards. So even when people came for consultations and I was stuck, and you just do one bath and one what, and boom, the person is like, promotion, boom, new company, boom, hey, new salary, they're earning 10 times what, hey, what, hey, things are moving. I never got disheartened. I congratulated them and I celebrated them and I moved on with my life. Because I understood where I was going. Even if it was far. Even if I knew I still had 3 years. I was like, but I will get there. The year passes, I'll get there. Let me just work on whatever it is that I need to work on. But I'm sure I will get there. I'm still not there. I'm still making my way up there. I'm still not there. Right? And this is the thing that I saw with many healers. You need to get to a point where you know whether you're a healer or just an ordinary human being like me. You need to know what you have. And if you ask the ancestors, they will tell you. Some stuff I got them in dreams, some stuff I got them in consultations. When either my friends or I would go to a healer, they will see certain stuff about me. And I'll put all that information together and I'll get up, okay, this is what's coming for me. And I'll work my way towards it. And on hard days, that's what kept me motivated. Because when you know what you have, you don't envy other people's things. You don't even compare your own things. And because we are not even given the same things. So when I see my friends and I see my clients and I see the people I really love prospering and getting things, I don't even say I know my turn is gonna come. No, I just knew that I'm working towards what's mine. I knew that I'm working towards what's mine. And when I got to the point where they were like, you are done, you've healed the bloodline, you are done, congratulations, yay. My ancestors were celebrating me and everything. I was like, oh, okay. Now they're like, now you go towards your blessings. Like, do we need to? After they told me I'm done, I was like, can I just go to heaven now? I'm tired. I don't even have the desire for all those things. But they're like, no, promise. If we promise you something, we have to fulfill it. Now we're working towards going towards your blessings. Now you need to quantum leap towards your blessings. Right? This is also a lesson on realizing that we are not given the same. If you look at your own things, if you pay attention and actually look at your own blessings and be grateful for them, you will realize how blessed you are. And there will be no need to compare your things with other people. Many of you are just struggling and left behind. And the other thing is that the more you compare yourself with what other people are going through, with what other people have, the more you slow down the process of your blessings. I don't know if you guys get this. But the more you're envious of someone else, the more you slow down your momentum of your own blessings. And I saw it with a lot of people who have come to work with me. Some no longer work with me. That the thing that slowed them down wasn't because of something. It was because of the envy in their heart. The envy of envying someone's lifestyle. When you envy a person's lifestyle, you also envy their challenges. Oh, I wish I could be like her. And then you start being like her. And now your life is falling apart. Things were manifesting well in your life. You were doing well. There was momentum, progress. Things were starting to happen. And then you start seeing these influencers who are paid to post things, who their travels are paid for because they're promoting something, who are always looking good on the outside, right? And then you see all these people, and then they're your peer, or maybe it's someone that you know, and you're like, oh, I wish I could be like her. Oh, I wish I could be like him. You start now obsessing over their life. And things start falling apart. Why are things falling apart in my life? What's happening?
Yeah.
Because you're trying to manifest their life. So manifesting their life, it means manifesting their challenges. So it's the same thing. If you see me and the life that I'm living now, and you take it upon yourself that you want to be like me, it means that you will have to go through the challenges I've went through. And I only told you about the challenge, and I only told you about 5 years. What about the 10 years? What about the 15 years before then? Can you handle that? So you've made so much progress in your life, but you're going to diminish it by wanting to have someone else's things. Now you also need to realize someone else's things comes with their challenges as well. That's why some women would be like, yo, if a woman tries to take my husband, let them take him, and then they will know what they were getting themselves into. Some people's blessings are just tip of the iceberg. There's a big, huge bag of ice with just challenges, toxicity, drama, whatever. Even some of these influencers, you see them when they get on lives, you're like, yo, oh yeah, go share this person. That's what they have to put up with. Oh, what? They're in the relationship. Oh, that's what's happening in their relationship. Oh my gosh. Because they are normal human beings. There's nothing special about them. They're just normal human beings. And they face challenges just like you. Just because they've made it appear on social media that they're living the best life, it doesn't mean they are. Or they could be living their best life, but it's still a life, and life has its own challenges. And they're sharing the part of their best life. I'm living my best life, but still my best life has challenges. Has things that I need to prepare for this best life. Right? So when you envy someone, when you say, oh, I wish I was you, oh, I wish I could live your life, know that you are also calling upon their challenges upon your life. Blessings come hand in hand with challenges. As I told you, when you exit the world and start the Fool in the major arcana, you start a whole new thing, cycle. And just because you've quantum leaped, it doesn't mean there are no challenges. There are going to be challenges. It's going to be hard. You'll have to unlearn a whole lot of things. I've talked about this in the quantum leap videos. But always remember this. So this is the message that I was being told. Let them know that if they envy you, they also envy your challenges. And some of them are way far ahead. You are just this close to reaching your destination. And you are going to go back. You are almost here. You are just going almost there at reaching your destination. And when you start now envying someone else, you start being envious. You start now wanting to live the life that they are living. You start wanting to do all these things, feeling like you should be them. Also know that I am here making these videos because I went through extreme training. And me, my ancestors don't baby me. They don't even baby me. They never babied me. And they were hard on me. Because I did the work that could have been done in 10 years, I did it in 3 years. In 3 years, I was done. I had to do every single thing. I had to leave everything behind. And work hard. So every single thing you envy about a person, and you say, oh, I wish I could live like them, just also know that you're also envying their challenges as well. And if you start to live like them, you will also start to live their challenges. And sometimes those are not your things. Sometimes those are not even your challenges. And they won't be easy to handle. You can get motivation from someone. You can be motivated by someone and say, oh, she's my motivation, right? But never want to live that person's life. Get inspired, but always know what it is that you are working towards. It must not look like what they have. It must be unique to you because you and that person are different. All right. Gonna leave it here. Today I have a very long consultations. Consultations with healers are very long. I have a very long consultations. All right, my loves. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a good day, good afternoon. Yeah. And see you next time. Hopefully I'll come back with the lesson and I'll stop rambling because I've been rambling. I'll come back with the lesson and I'll stop rambling. Oh, these ends. All right. Bye, guys.